What do tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze? Do they dream of mauling zebras or Halle Berry in her Catwoman suit? Don't you worry your pretty stripy head, we're gonna get you back to Tyson in your cozy tiger bed. And then we're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug. Doug, Doug, go Doug, 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 Dougie, Doug, Doug. But if you got murdered by crystal meth tweakers, well then we're shit out of luck.
You wanna fuck on me?
Well, this has been a long time coming.
Yes, it has. Oh my goodness. This movie is easily in my top 5. I love this movie. I can watch this movie back to back. Maybe back to back, bro. But
I'm not 100% on this one.
No. I mean, I can watch this movie every single day.
The original one,
yes,
was good. What kind of bothered me when they made the sequel was they revealed way too much. Like when the first Hangover came out, you didn't know a whole lot about what was going on. You just knew that a wild night happened, and then they needed to figure out what happened exactly, but as far as Ed Helms' character, pulling his tooth out, or them finding a baby, there was a tiger in the bath, all that shit that they went through, you had no clue. But the second one, it's like, you see that Ed Helms' character got his, the tattoo, Mike Tyson tattoo, and Alan shaved his head. And
well, one thing that I've always said is that The Hangover 2 is
carbon copy.
Well, it's the most plagiarized movie of itself. Like, I've never seen a sequel where you just have, oh, well, yeah, let's do the exact same thing on a different continent.
Pretty much.
So you have, in the first one, you have Ed Helms, who, like you said, he pulls his tooth out in the first one. In the second one, another face-related type of injury where he gets a tattoo on his face. Then you have, and the only line that I think he has in between the two movies that sticks out is, "What the fuck is going on?" It's like, that's his whole thing. Then you have Bradley Cooper, who gets injured in the first one, which you never really find out what his injury is in the first one. You just find out that he was in the hospital. He was in the hospital with a concussion.
But
in the second one,
he did not get raped.
I don't think so.
That we're aware of. No.
Yeah. I don't. It doesn't look like it. But then in the second one, he gets shot and ends up in another hospital.
But the other similarity is Doug is not part of that journey in the second one either, where, just like in the first one, where he's nowhere to be found until the end of the movie. In the first one, the signal is the mattress. The second one is, well, it's kind of like, and it's funny too, because it's kind of like Doug is their brother, not a brother, but like, they all grew up together. They all went to the same schools. Right,
they all did. So, he is missing in the first one, and they're looking everywhere for him. And they can't find him. And then they're checking phones. They're checking everything that they can possibly check. But in the second one, it's not the brother, but it's like a soon-to-be brother-in-law.
Soon-to-be brother-in-law, right.
Yeah. So it's very... But the similarities are so striking. And then you have Alan, who is played by Zach Galifianakis. In the first one, he is just so stupid, but he almost bankrupts a casino, and he's practically a retard.
His own words.
Yeah.
Well, no.
But it's up to him. Like, he has the counting card scheme and gets all this money. And then in the second one, he has just this vision of clarity at the monks center on what happened. So it's like, is he the smartest one in the group or the dumbest one in the group?
You don't know. You really don't know. I mean, he may not have it all going on up there as far as common sense and all that, but I mean, there's something locked in there, I think.
But for this episode, we're just going to stick strictly with the first one.
Strictly with the original.
And in all honesty, then that takes 2 off our list because this will practically be 1 and 2. There will be no reason to talk about the third one or the second one.
The third one I don't even think is worth mentioning because both times I've watched it, it was not good. No, this one is so fantastic. Like Alan's character alone, he makes a lot of the scenes funny. Just when they wake up the next morning after their wild night out, and he's not wearing any pants, but he's wearing that weird like a jock strap thing.
Well, that's when he's getting fitted for the tux. That's when you see the jock strap. I thought
he still had that on the next morning.
No, because I believe that when he goes into the hotel, or not into the hotel, but into the bathroom the next morning, he just walks straight in and just starts peeing.
Yeah,
like he doesn't move anything out of the way or.
So yeah, I think you might be right then.
But one thing that is funny, and take my word for it, it's something that I've never noticed until watching it with the subtitles on. Watch this movie with the subtitles on because the next morning when he gets up and stumbles through the living room, gets to the bathroom,
he almost
and he
kicks
starts
a chicken.
Yeah. But he starts using the bathroom and you hear like a low growl and you find out that there's a tiger in the bathroom. He turns and stares at the tiger, but he turns his whole body, not just his head. So he's peeing on like the side of the wall, all over the floor, and he turns back to the toilet and he just mutters, "Stupid tiger," which I've never known until I started watching the movie with the subtitles on.
There's a lot of stuff that a lot of the movies that we've watched where having the subtitles on has brought to our attention things that we never noticed, and it's like, unless you had the volume cranked all the way up, you may not have even heard it before.
Stupid tiger. Doing stupid tiger stuff. Having tiger dreams.
I know. But speaking of like Alan getting fitted for the tux, it's funny because
easy pervert.
Yeah. And Doug's trying to calm him down, and he's like, "Well, he's getting really close to my shaft."
Take it easy, Alan. He's just doing your inseam.
But it's like he's gonna be Doug's new brother-in-law, and he's kind of accepted his I don't know if you want to call them intricacies, but quirky.
Yeah, a little quirkiness,
I guess.
Yeah.
But I like when they made their pit stop when they were on their way to Vegas, and they're in that gas station buying a bunch of stuff while Alan's filling up the gas tank.
Honestly,
and
Doug, the old man that walks up to the car reminds me a lot. I mean, not mannerism or anything like that, but just his look reminds me a lot of my papa. May you rest, King. But looking at him, it's just kind of like, whoa, that's... I remember when I first saw the movie, I was like, whoa, it looks just like my papa.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. But he was like, ooh, that's a sweet ride you got.
Speaking of papas, well, it's not my papa, but my grandmother is, as we're recording this episode, she is having her 94th birthday.
And happy birthday, Grandma.
Thank you, Dutch.
Yep.
Appreciate that. But yes, this older gentleman, he sees this nice Mercedes, and, he's complimenting Alan on the car because he really likes it.
Which is funny because Alan's not even paying attention to it. He's just reading that book on how to bankrupt a casino, in essence.
Right. And he's like, don't touch it.
Yeah. Don't
even look at it.
Don't look at me either.
Don't look at me either. And then as he's walking away, the old man is just kind of like shaking his head, like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
But Alan's just even still saying.
He pursues it.
Yeah, he says, you better walk on.
Keep walking, old man.
Keep walking. I'll hit an old man in public.
So stupid. But they're buying a bunch of like their snacks and things for the road in the gas station, and Phil, played by Bradley Cooper, he's like, is he all there up there? And he's just. But it's funny. I don't know why this is so weird. It's the way he says it, because he's chewing gum while he's talking. He's like, because he's like, no, he's just an odd guy. It's kind of weird.
He's like, oh, Tracy, which is his sister, Alan's sister. It's like Tracy said, we shouldn't let him gamble or drink too much. And he's like, Jesus, he's like a gremlin. Comes with fucking instructions and shit. What I love about Phil is his whole demeanor throughout the entire movie. I mean, honestly, I think he sees himself as kind of the coolest one in the group. Alan, I believe, also looks at Phil like, okay, no, he's the coolest guy in the group. We can't have, like, this group would be completely different if Phil wasn't a part of it.
Alan has such tremendous admiration for Phil.
Right.
And even when they get to the hotel, he's like, I'm sharing beds with Phil. He's like, yeah, if you're okay with that.
Well, what's funny is Phil makes it a point, not with Alan or Doug, but with Stu.
With Stu, yeah.
He makes it a point to just completely degrade him any chance that he can get. Where, you find out, like, when you're first introduced to Stu, he's at home packing his bag, where it's like, okay, we're going to Vegas for the weekend, but he did not tell his girlfriend, soon-to-be fiancé, that we're going to Vegas. He's like, no, we're going to Napa Valley.
We're going to wine country.
We're going to wine country. And she's worried. She's like, oh, no, I know you're going to go to a strip club. And he was like, I don't even think they have strip clubs in wine country.
He's like, well, if anybody's going to find it, Phil will definitely find one.
Yes, he'll definitely sniff one out.
And the lady that plays his girlfriend, Stu's girlfriend, she's so good at playing the biatch, because
she is.
You immediately dislike her.
Because I've seen her in other roles, and she doesn't seem to be like that.
No, not even a little.
She does this perfectly.
Make sure you pack your Rogaine.
Rogaine. Check.
And don't forget to use it. I can totally tell when you haven't. Your hair just looks thinner.
Using of the Rogaine. Check.
And what bothers me every time I watch this movie is every time he goes to give her a kiss, she pulls away. Come on. What an asshole.
She's just disgusted by him. I mean, it's just one of those things where, you can tell that she's the one that controls the relationship. Because she even tells him, call me right when you get there. It's like, I don't want this to be like that conference you had in Phoenix. Honey, I had to wait 2 hours for you to call me.
But honey, I was the keynote speaker. I was running late.
Yeah, and you know what?
No, you're absolutely right.
You're right.
He is whipped.
Beyond whipped. I mean, this is a whole nother level, man.
Yep.
And
paging Dr. Faggot.
Well, I love how that scene was set up, because she's like, I just wish that your friends were as mature as you are. And he's like, my friends are mature. And then as soon as mature comes out of his mouth, you just hear, paging Dr. Faggot. Dr. Faggot.
Yeah.
I guess you better go, Dr. Faggot.
But the one thing that you pointed out to me, which I never really paid attention to or focused on, is the voice message from Phil's phone.
Oh, Phil's, yes. So the whole movie starts off where you just hear numbers beeping on a phone, and first it's Doug's phone, and you get his voicemail, and then the second one is Stu's phone. I like his outgoing message because it's just like, hey, you've reached Dr. Stewart. I can't remember his last name, but it was like Dr. Stewart, and he was like, please leave me a message. You hear the hang up, and then you hear Phil's message where he's like, hey, it's Phil. Leave me a message Or don't. I don't care either way. But whatever you do, don't text me. It's gay. Which, in all honesty, with the generation that we're on right now, everything is texting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one wants to talk on a phone anymore.
No.
Just, hey, just text me sometime. I prefer the chat.
Well, to be honest with you, you're one of the few people where I'll actually call. There's certain people where I just don't want to get into a committed conversation with, and you're one of those people where I don't mind just talking to you. You know?
And I think that's because you and I are part of the same generation.
Probably,
it's, oh my God, because there are people where I'm like, oh, I can't talk to this person right now. Because like when they call, I know that it's going to be like easily a 45 minute conversation where I'm like, I just don't have that kind of time on my hands right now.
Yeah, there are certain people that will call me, and I'm like, why is this person even calling me? Like, I never talked to you. It's weird.
Hey, Morgan, I heard you had a podcast. You're looking for someone to, come on as a special guest? Be like, oh, yeah, no, nah. Word gets around fast, man.
If you're not somebody who I receive regular calls from, I assume it's a butt dial. So I usually don't pick it up, and then I'll just respond with a text like, hey, did you mean to call me? So yeah, it's gotten pretty bad. It's like, and like, don't ever show up just to somebody's house and knock on the door unexpected. You always have to text. Like, even if they're expecting you.
Hey, I'm in the parking lot.
I'm here. You can't knock anymore. It's weird.
Coming up to your front door now. But the way Phil treats Stu is, I love it.
He digs in him.
Every
chance he gets.
When they stop for gas and they stop for the snacks and everything, he's up there, and as they're putting everything on the counter, he walks up and he was like, "And one water." And Doug's like, "Oh, everything okay?" And he was like, "Yeah. I told Melissa that we're 2 hours outside of wine country, and she bought it."
He's very proud about it, but Phil is
Phil will just be like, "Hey, don't you think it's kind of messed up that
after like 3 years,
3 years of dating, you have to lie about going to Vegas?" And he was like, "Yes, I do, but it's not worth the fight." Which, in all honesty, as a married man myself, there are some things where you're like, this isn't worth the argument. I'm not going to fight over this. Like, this is so stupid. I'm not arguing over this. So I can understand that side of it. But at the same time, it's like, I've also, if I just want to go to my wife and say, hey, I'm buying plane tickets to Vegas for a bachelor party, I know that I don't have to lie about it and be like, hey, we're flying to Napa for some wine tasting.
Yeah, lying in general is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because, it's just shitty to do, period. Like, I hate when people do that, and I don't want to cover for anybody else either. So don't suck me into your bullshit.
Yeah, and then, but it's funny because sorry about that, sir.
It's okay. There's nothing to watch here, honestly.
But when he's talking about right after, he was like, "Oh, so you have to lie about going to Vegas, but she can fuck a bellhop on her cruise line that she took last year."
Actually, it was a bartender, and for your information, he didn't even come inside her.
And you believe that? But it's not even just that time. I mean, when they get to the hotel, they're staying at Caesar's Palace in Vegas. When they get to the hotel, he was like, "Yeah, I have a Dr. Myers." He's like, "I have
Dr. Myers.
I have a reservation under Dr. Stuart Myers." And he was like, "Oh," he's like, "Doctor?" It's like, "Stu, you're a dentist."
It's like,
don't
get too impressed.
Yeah, and he looks at this incredibly hot receptionist. He's like, "Don't get too impressed by this." He's like, "He's just a dentist." Oh, and if someone has a heart attack,
You should still call 911. Oh, but Alan,
Alan's banter in that point is hysterical.
Is this hotel pager friendly?
I love the look on her face because she's kind of like, "The hell's a pager?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I don't know what you mean."
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not getting a cig on my beeper. And kids, when it comes to a pager or a beeper, there's only one type of person right now that walks around with a pager, and that's a doctor
or a drug dealer.
No, they don't use beepers anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, because everything has been advanced so far.
There's
no need for a pager anymore.
My original thought was that, which is funny because doctors are technically drug dealers too. So,
oh my God, they are.
It's true. Oh, they be pushing drugs on a regular. How about a bank of payphones?
Yes. What do you mean? It's like
just a whole row of phones?
No, but there's a phone in your room.
That'll work.
I'm trying to conduct business.
So, yeah.
It's like how he's acting shady about it.
But it's funny because, it seems like Stu is paying for the whole thing because he's the one making the most money out of all of them. I don't even know what Doug does. But they're not. Yeah, he's not paying for it anyway because it's his bachelor thing.
And it never states what he does. You know that Stu's a dentist. You know that Phil's a teacher. Alan, I guess,
he
is
still
just
lives
like
at home. So
he's a trust fund baby, or however.
You assume that he doesn't actually have a job, and he can't even be within 200 feet of a school or a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, those are two separate incidents. I don't want to talk about either of them.
But the fact that Phil even steps in when they're booking the room, and they had originally got a suite, they reserved a suite, but he's like, "Do you have any villas available?" It's
which already, that just sounds expensive.
Yeah, it was like $4,200 for the one night.
Yeah, and everyone's they're arguing about it, like, no, we're not even going to be in the room.
So why do we need to spend all this money?
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, no, come on." He's like, "Look." And then Doug he's like, "Well, let's just split it." And they're like, "No." And Phil, it's like, no, we're not splitting it. And he was like, "Come on, this is our treat. Stu, give him your credit card."
Yeah. Yes, our treat.
No, I can't do that. Melissa checks my statements, which even right then, you should just know.
It's not a healthy relationship.
Yeah, if that's coming out, if you sit there and tell your best friends in the entire world, "No, I can't do this. She checks my statements." That alone should be like, I don't need to be in this relationship.
That's sad.
Incredibly.
Very sad. But they get up to the room and start getting ready to go out, and they never even mention what they had planned for that night.
No, none of that ever came up. It was just kind of more, everyone's dressed up. I mean,
except for Alan.
Well,
it's dressed up for him, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't even know what type of T-shirt he was wearing, but it was like a Japanese rising sun
with a wolf. I think it's like a wolf kind of silhouette, maybe, howling up but it's a sun, not a moon, so it doesn't really make any sense. You can order that. I've seen it online.
I know. It's funny because every time I watch The Hangover and I just have my phone sitting on the table for the next couple days after I'm done watching it, it'll start showing me that T-shirt.
I wonder. If somebody wears that shirt today, if somebody who sees it knows exactly where it's from.
I think you have to be part of a certain, in our generation, yes. Mm. But if I was to get that shirt and walk around with it, my oldest son probably would have no idea.
No.
He'd look at it and just be like, "That's the dumbest shirt I've ever seen in my entire life."
Anybody? Nah. People are still wearing graphic tees.
Oh, God.
Change the record.
Dad, that's a T-shirt. It's 104 degrees outside. How come you're not wearing a hoodie? Well, because my internal thermometer on my body works.
Yeah.
So,
I do like when they're still driving to Vegas. You got Alan who's reading the book on how to count cards.
Right.
or how to cheat at gambling. I can't remember the exact name.
I think it's how to cheat at blackjack.
And so they mention it. He's like, I don't think we're gonna be doing any gambling. Or Doug, I think, calls him out on it. I say, I don't think you should be doing any gambling.
Yeah, it's Doug.
While we're there, and he's like, not to mention counting cards is illegal.
It's like, it's not illegal. It's just frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal too.
Yeah, maybe ever since 9/11. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
It's like everybody got all sensitive. So yeah, he's got quite a few of the moments like these. Like when they're up on the rooftop, he pours everybody shots of Jaeger, but before that even happens, he slices his hand open because he thinks they're going to do Blood Brothers or whatever.
Oh yeah. When he's doing the toast. Now
His
what's
speech,
funny
yeah.
Is I like the toast because Stu tells him, he was like, hey, may tonight just be a minor speed bump in a very long, loving, successful relationship. So they all cheers to that, and right as they do the shot, Phil's like, I want to say something. And
I want to say something.
And then all of a sudden, Alan's like,
he interrupts him.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I just want to say something, and he pulls out this letter, and it's so it's just something that's kind of like, okay, well, this is thought out. But he's like, hey, how about that drive into Vegas, huh? I guess that's why they call it Sin City. I've always looked at myself as kind of a loner.
A lone wolf.
I'm a one-man wolf pack. It's like, and then when Tracy brought Doug home, I thought to myself, hey, did my wolf pack just grow by one? So when there was one wolf, now there's two wolves in my wolf pack. And then 6 months ago, when Doug introduced me to you guys, I thought, hey, wait a minute.
Could it be?
Could it be? Did my wolf pack just grow by two more? It was like, and now we're 4 wolves alone in the desert, running around looking for strippers and cocaine. And I think that tonight we make a solemn pact. And yeah, he pulls out that knife and just slices his hands open. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, Blood Brothers.
But like when he's doing it, and he's like, oh, yeah. And then Stu was like, what is that?
Well, it's funny because here's another little thing for you guys out there is listen really, really carefully right after, because you hear Stu and he is like, I'm not doing that.
Oh my God, he does.
So, and then they all cheers, another toast, and then it shows the sun coming up and everything. It's the next morning. So you have absolutely no idea what happens between those hours.
I like how they did the transition from night to day, and then it just cuts to the hotel room the next morning, and this place beautiful. Is trashed.
Oh my gosh, is it ever? Stu's reaction is so great. He's like, oh my God, they have my credit card on file. And then Phil's like, come on, just calm down. He's like, let's just get all our stuff and get the fuck out of here before housekeeping shows up.
Why is that going to make any difference?
Right. Guess what? They have your credit card on file. When they go up there and see the damages,
yep,
they're going to charge your credit card. Oh, but no. So they find out that Doug's not there. There's a tiger in the bathroom, and they're like, oh my God, like, oh, what are we going to do? And then you hear Carlos.
Yeah, you hear baby crying.
Yeah, and they're like, what the fuck is that? So they open up the closet, and he was like, Alan, I want to know, well, there are two things. Someone is leaving the room, the hotel.
You only see the bottom half of a female walking out.
Which I talked to my buddy Breacher, because he and I watched the movie not that long ago, and I was like, I want to know who's leaving. And he was like, oh, that's that's Jade, Heather Graham's character. And I'm like, well, she said that, when she came in, she just curled up next to Stu because everyone was passed out. I was like, but she actually walks past Stu to get out the front door. So who could it be? Inquiring minds want to know. And then why would she even put a baby in the closet?
But didn't she say that she left to go get coffee or something?
Yeah.
For everyone?
Yeah, she was leaving to go get coffee and breakfast for everybody. And when she came back, everyone was gone. So it also made me wonder, how come she just didn't stick around in the hotel room?
Until everyone
Because eventually they would be back.
Oh, so, yeah, I see what you're saying. That would have been the logical thing to do. But yes, why was Carlos in a closet?
Yeah. All that stuff just doesn't make sense.
Maybe they put him in there the night before because things were getting too crazy and maybe he was trying to sleep or something. I don't know. But still, closet?
I know. There are bedrooms.
They could have put him in her bedroom for sure.
I'm sure that wasn't the only bathroom. $4,200 a night and you only have one freaking toilet?
But I do like, this line has always cracked me up, is when Phil asks Stu if he's missing a tooth. And then
Stu asked Phil, he was like, hey Phil, am I missing a tooth?
That's it. He's like, oh my God, you are. And he finds like a silver platter that's just to look at his reflection. He's like, oh, that's my lateral incisor.
Yeah.
He's like, I look like a nerdy hillbilly.
I like when they all go down and they're having breakfast by the pool. And Phil's trying to eat. Alan's eating. Stu just comes walking up and he's got a big like cloth with ice in it just on his lip. I love that he sits down and he's like, I checked the gym, I checked with the front desk, nobody has seen Doug. He's missing. And he's kind of freaking out a little bit, and Phil's like, oh, here, come on, man, dude, just calm down here, have some juice. And immediately, no gag reflex, nothing. It's just
I can't have juice
right now.
But before they even sit down to eat breakfast or anything, Doug has that conversation, or not Doug, Stu has that conversation with Alan about the baby, because Alan somehow has been designated to, or maybe he volunteers to watch Carlos, and he's got the, whatever you want to call that harness thing.
Yeah, it's a baby harness.
And he's like, no, like the baby's fine. Like I'll take care of him. He's like, I found a baby.
Are you sure you're qualified to take care of that baby?
He's like, I've found a baby before.
You found a baby before?
Yeah, at a Starbucks. I can't remember what he says after that.
I mean, but it's just one of those things where you're like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, it's the dumbest thing ever.
It's somebody's baby. It's not just there.
I do like it when it first shows them and they're sitting at the table and and Alan's making the hand gesture like he's jerking off, and he was like, hey Phil, look, and Phil's just like, come on man, like dude, you gotta be serious.
Pull yourself together.
It's like, Carlos not at the table. It's like, you gotta pull yourself together, man.
Look, he's jacking his little baby weenus.
Yeah. And then when Stu sits down, he's like, hey Stu, look at this, and he's like, come on, Carlos, don't do that.
It's
and then,
funny because he starts laughing,
yeah,
but then immediately he's like, no, stop.
Like, no, that's not funny. Because you know it's funny.
Of course.
And then when they go out and go to the valet so they can get their car, and you find out
it's not the car they were expecting.
No, they were expecting that old classic Mercedes, and they get Las Vegas Police Department patrol car. And he's like, oh, here's your car, officers. And they're like, all right, just play cool.
Act normal, yeah.
Act normal. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, hey, Stu, you got $5? He's like, no. It's, okay, well, I'll just hit you on the way back, man. And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. So they all, but it's funny because Stu opens up the door.
Hits Carlos,
and you
right?
just hear, and he's like, oh, man, is the baby okay? And he's like, are my glasses okay? And he's like, Glasses are fine, dick.
Phil's driving the cop car, and they're stuck in traffic, and he's like, screw this. So he pulls up onto the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And he's like speaking through the loudspeaker, and he sees
nothing to see here, people. Please disperse.
He sees the lady with the leopard dress on. He's like, excuse me, miss, with the leopard dress on. You have an amazing rack.
I love because there's a small little line right there that I've always loved. He's like, man, I should have been a fucking cop.
Yeah.
It's like, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, he hates being a teacher, man. You can tell, like, at the beginning, after he's like, class lets out, he collects all the money for this field trip that he's coordinated to, like,
pay now or forever have the regret of missing out on one of the greatest field trips ever.
Yeah, it's like the La Brea Tar Pits or some shit. I can't remember.
He's like, oh, no, you're good. I got you.
Yeah.
And he takes all that money, and that's his Vegas money. So he's basically robbed from all of these parents.
Maybe he was hoping to win all that money back?
That's the only thing that you can really hope for.
How do you have that conversation? Yeah, we were going to go on this field trip, and now I don't have your money either.
Well, I think the only thing that he would have to do would be to pay for it himself, and then you have to have that conversation with your wife and be like, yeah, no, I remember when I went to Vegas, and I kind of used all the kids' field trip money, and so that's why you see a $4,000 charge on our credit card statement this month. So love you. Good night.
Now keep me honest. I believe the lady that plays Phil's wife is the same one from Step Brothers, the Pam.
It is. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I thought that was kind of worth noting.
Yeah, because you see all the...
You see all the...
Correct.
Try again.
You see all these people. So if you have a
Try
director...
again, buddy.
So if you have a director, a couple episodes ago we did Old School, and there was the gangbang scene where the guy shows up and like you hear the knock on the door, and Mitch answers the door, and he's like, yeah? He's like, I'm here for the gangbang. He's also in the Hangover. He's the guy in the elevator. Yeah. And it's funny
his weird little... What do they call it? A Jufro?
It's a Jufro.
Jufro.
It's a Jufro.
Yeah, he's like...
cheesy little mustache. But that's Todd Phillips.
Yeah, they get into the elevator, and he's in there with a lady, and he's like on his knees.
Which you can tell that he's going down on her.
Yeah.
As they're going up.
Which is... you would usually expect it to be the other way around.
And it's funny because I like when the doors open, he just stands up real quick, and he's like, oh, yeah, we're going up. And then Phil's just like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. But I like that the girl's like trying to...
straighten herself up.
Well, no, she's like, she starts to reach over and like, I guess, pet
or
whatever, and he's like,
yeah,
no, just stay away from me. Like, don't touch me. There are other people in the elevator.
Without knowing anything about this character, he seems very off-putting.
Right.
Right from the get-go. But they're trying to figure out, they're trying to pick up the pieces, after searching their pockets, figure out what the hell they had done last night. They noticed that Phil has a hospital band on his wrist, and so they figured that would probably be a good place to start. Yeah,
so they start at the hospital, and the doctor is also a guy that's been in
tons of stuff.
Yeah, tons of movies. He was also in Old School.
Yes.
So, I don't know why this scene is so funny, but he's with that elderly gentleman.
He's old as shit.
Okay, so I'm not a doctor. I'm no hero.
You're not Dutch. You're a dentist.
But when he's in there with this old man, it really, I'm pretty sure that there is something called the HIPAA law. So I'm pretty sure that the three of them would not be allowed to be in the same room as the doctors with this patient.
Well, old man River doesn't seem to mind, so...
Yeah.
And I think they had a discussion while doing this scene whether or not they were going to actually pull the dude's underwear down. And they do. They leave it in, and it's disgusting.
Alan's face though is incredible in this because he's just looking at it like
what exactly am I looking at here?
It's a combination of what exactly am I looking at here, and oh my God, this is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like this is like a train wreck.
It's a train wreck.
I want to look away, but I can't.
That's somebody's daughter.
I
was just gonna say that.
I was just gonna say that. So,
yeah, it was disgusting. Cough. Cough. All right, one more time.
And it's weird because, like, when you see him, you can barely even see the guy in the frame as he's doing this, but you can tell that everything on his body is just moving.
Yep.
Like, and he's like, "Okay, you get dressed now. I will see you after the weekend." And then
thank you, doctor.
But it's funny because he looks at the guys and he's like, he's not going to make it through the weekend. He will be dead.
Yeah. So doctor scrubs up, and they're trying to get information out of him from, being there the night before. And,
Yeah, and he was like, look, just a little bit more time. And he holds up 100. Phil holds up 100, and he was like, yeah, just stick it right here in this pocket. I don't want to re-sterilize.
Right.
So they're walking back through, and he was like, yeah, you guys were talking about a wedding, how sick it was. And he's like, yeah, our best friend's getting married tomorrow. And he's like, you know what, just give me my 100 back. And he's like, no. He's like, no, you were talking about a wedding you just came from at the
best little
chapel. And which, I mean, side note, doesn't have to really do with anything here, but that's where I got married.
That's weird.
I know. I wish it would have been Fast Eddie that married me and my wife, but no, it wasn't. It was
who was also in Old School.
Right. Yeah, Brian Callen, man. Whew, that guy gets around.
He doesn't like a record.
Whoop, whoop.
I like his character in The Hangover, though. They go to this chapel to find out like what happened, like why they were there.
Well, I like when he sends it when the doctor sends it, tells him the address. He was like, yeah, okay. He's like, best little chapel. Where is that exactly? And he was like, it's at the corner of get a map and fuck off.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a doctor, not a taxi service.
Something like that. Yeah. Not a GPS.
Yeah.
Guys.
It's like, you're grown men. You can figure it out. But he did tell him that he was like, oh, I got your blood work back. He's like, looks like someone slipped you a substantial amount of Rooflin. And they're like, what? And he's like, Rooflin, roofies, commonly known as the date rape drug. He's like, what are you telling me? I was raped last night. And he's like, well, let's
the fact that he didn't immediately answer, he's like, well, let's see.
Yeah. It's like,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Oh, Fast Eddie, though.
I think that would have been a concern for anybody involved.
Yeah. I mean, because at first you want to joke about it, but the doctor's like, well, let's take a look. Like, whoa.
For about 5 seconds there,
yeah.
he was about to have a heart attack.
What? I come in you come on floor. Sorry, that's from the second one.
Yeah, Eddie, Eddie's at the chapel. He's the one that facilitated the wedding, and they all come in, and he's like excited to see them, and he comes, gives everybody a hug. Well, he goes to hug Stu. Stu does not hug him back, and he's like,
no.
What?
He's like,
no, what? No love for Eddie. You
no
don't hug me.
It's like, last night I thought this guy was gonna eat my dick.
Then he's got his assistant, this incredibly attractive, probably Iranian chick. Or something.
And I'm thinking that it may not even been his assistant.
Maybe a good
like girlfriend or wife.
He treats her like shit. Though.
Yeah, my whole life I waited on you.
Yeah, he's like, go get the baklava. Yeah, they're trying to figure. He's got the whole wedding pack that they bought.
I can't remember
hats
I can't remember the name of the package. You got the high roller package.
That's it.
He's like, you got the high roller package. He was like, you got the calendar and the hats and the coffee mugs.
It's like T-shirts or something. I don't know. There's a lot of shit that came with it. But Jade, they found out that Stu got married to a girl named Jade, who happens to be a stripper.
Yep. And it's funny because he was like, oh, no. She's like, she's beautiful, nice, very clean, big tits up to here.
Very descriptive.
So, and they're like, look, and it's funny because Stu's like, oh my God. And he's like, okay, look. And Phil's just, look, relax, man. Come on. He was like, we'll get all this. He was like, Eddie, you guys do annulments? And he was like, yeah, sure we do it.
Breaks my heart. But yes, I give you good price.
Yeah. So, and he was like, but I need both parties. I need the girl. I need the chick.
I need the chick. He's like, well, do you have an address for her?
He's like, oh, yeah. And we get all that. So, and it's funny because they're leaving, and that's when all of a sudden, 2 Asian men show up in a Fast and Furious car, and they're like, where is he? Now, you're thinking the whole time that as they're saying this, they're looking for Doug as well. So they're just kind of like, oh, well, you have Stu's phone that's ringing. He's like, oh, it's Melissa. And he's like, don't answer it. And he's like, I can't. She's called twice already. So picks up. He's like, hey, honey. He's like, yeah, no, we're just out here, enjoying everything. Yeah, no, it's a fun little place.
Doing like a tractor ride.
Yeah, it's like, we're about to go on a tractor ride. And it was when they're getting in the car, they're talking about the baby and stuff.
And the dude hits the car with like a baseball bat, right? He's like, what was that?
But it was funny because he was like, no, it's a baby goat. They were talking about a baby goat. And then he was like, and then when he hits the windshield and he's breaking it, that's when Alan is like, hey, there's a baby in here. He's like, someone just said baby. And he was like, oh, please, sir, start the tractor. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking trying, man. I'm blocked. But then Eddie comes out and he's like, hey, why are you making a noise? Bad for business. They run over the dude's foot and he turns and shoots Eddie. But I love Stu because he's like, they shot Eddie. Like all of a sudden they're best friends.
Yeah. Like shortly after the scene is when you were introduced to Leslie Chow, and who's played by Ken Jeong.
You wanna fuck on me?
Because they hear a noise in the trunk. And then they go to open the trunk.
Well, that's after they get the Mercedes back.
They had to go to the impound lot to get Doug's soon to be father-in-law.
Yeah. Well, it's great because when they go to Jade's place, so many things I find very odd about this. One, it's like she lives in a hotel.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, so she lives in a hotel. And she comes walking out of her front door as they're walking up. And Alan's trying to say that this is exactly like 3 Men and a Baby. He's like, yeah, it's got a, Magnum PI. And it's got Ted Danson and that Jewish actor, which is Steve Guttenberg. But as they're walking up, she comes out and she was like, oh, never mind. I found him. I'll call you back. And she hangs up the phone and she was like, thank God he's with his father.
What?
I've known you for like 12 hours now, and like I know damn well I ain't that baby daddy.
No, that's not how this works.
So they go in, they're in her place, and everyone is just kind of like, she's like, oh, he needs to be fed. So she starts breastfeeding, which, Heather Graham, if you are available, please, for the love of Marianne, slide into my DMs because I love you. I've loved you since Diggstown, baby.
He likes you a lot.
It could be me and you, baby. But it's funny because Stu is like, I don't want anything to do with this woman. We need this marriage annulled. This all has to be gone. So when she whips out her boob, you see Phil and he's like, and then Stu's like, oh, there's titties. Like, let me get in here. And then Alan's more mesmerized by the fact that she's able to breastfeed and he can't. Because he even said it earlier in the movie. He's like, I really wish I could breastfeed.
Was that in the elevator?
I think so.
And this is funny because he's got the baby strapped to his torso, and then another lady walks into the elevator. Oh, he's so cute. What's his name?
And then Phil's
Alan
just like,
just ignores him.
Yeah.
Or her.
So Phil sits up and he's like, it's Ben. His name is Ben. He's like, it's Carlos. So you have her breastfeeding, and that's when the cops break in. And they bust the door down, and they're like, freeze! Everybody freeze! And the baby's crying. He's like, shut that baby up! Which is played by Rob Riggle, who will take anything to a huge extreme.
Like Kobayashi's steak.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I noticed that before, but when we recently watched it again, that line definitely stood out to me as soon as they walked in. Shut that baby up. It's like, it's a baby, for Christ's sake. What the hell's the matter with you?
No, so they take him in. They take the guys in so they can question them. And
this same day, they have like a school field trip to the police station,
right,
which is hilarious because the guy that's like leading the tour, you know, he walks them through people who are.
We call this bench Loserville. You do not want to be here.
This is like where they have people waiting to be processed.
Right. I don't know why, but this scene is just one of those things where I'm like, nah. But you have Phil who calls Tracy, which is Doug's fiance, and they're getting ready to get married. And it just aggravates me because, I mean, one, I would never do this. I mean, I guess I would have to if, I lost one of my friends in Vegas that's about to be married. But it's just one of those things where she's like, hey, Tracy, it's Phyllis. He's like, you're not going to believe this. They comped us an extra night. So, yeah, we're going to stay and just totally relax, and we'll wake up early tomorrow, rested, and we'll be on the way. And she was
Do you
like,
really think that's going to be a good idea?
And she was like, yeah, I just wonder why you're calling me and not Doug. And I hate this line because he's like, yeah, we kind of made a promise, no talking to wives or girlfriends. So we're just calling each other's.
Why do you hate that line?
I don't know. It just, I can't stand it, man. It just, I don't like it. I don't like it. So,
I don't respect it.
But it's weird. The way the cops have them handcuffed is opposite wrists. So when they call the guys to go into the interrogation,
Alan, this awkward kind of.
Yeah, Alan's just kind of like, his arms are crossed. So Stu and Phil are trying to figure out, okay, how can we do this? So they eventually do it. But Alan's backwards with his hands just held behind him like, okay, well, this is my life now.
I mean, nothing you can do at that point.
Yeah. So they when they bring him into the interrogation, that's when Rob Riggle's like, oh, yeah. He's like, got good news and bad news. Good news is we found your car. Yeah, it was parked in the middle of Las Vegas Boulevard and picked up at 5 a.m. There was a note on a napkin that was left that said, couldn't find a parking meter, but here's $4. Bad news is we're not going to be able to get you in front of a judge until Monday morning.
Actually, that's not possible. Our buddy Doug is getting married tomorrow.
Oh, well, look at that. And then I like Phil's whole thing because he's like, look, I'm no cop. I'm no hero. It's like, but if I was on he's like, I'm a school teacher. And if I lost one of those kids on a field trip, that would look really bad on me. He's like, I'm sure that you don't want word getting around that some out-of-town tourists stole your cop car and just went joyriding. I'm like, what are you getting at? And he was like, yeah, Phil, what are you getting at? And he was like, look, maybe there's just something we can do to kind of help each other out.
And I like how Rob Riggle and the other cop look at each other. They're like, I know what we can do.
Yeah. And she points to the thing on the letter, and he's like, So, any of you guys got a pacemaker or heart condition? I do like when he's when Wriggle's talking to him and he was like, oh, I see tourists like you all the time. Oh, let's go to Vegas and steal the cop car. Woo! And then his partner's just like
doing the same
every fucking day. He's like, not up in here.
Not up in here.
Not up in here.
But while they're still sitting in Loserville, you have that one kid that comes up to Alan. And he's going to take a picture, and then Alan kicks the kid's phone out of his hand, which prefaces this next part.
Which is, well, it's funny because, like, the kid, I don't know who this kid is. Never seen him in anything before. I don't think I've seen him in anything since. But it's funny because the look on Alan's face is, I fucking hate you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand you, kid. I don't like you as a person. I don't respect anything about you.
And it's just because he's holding the phone in his face. But it's like they all have to take turns getting tased.
Right.
So it's like almost like they had a little classroom. All the kids are sitting down. They ask them for volunteers who wants to tase the three gentlemen.
Yeah, and it's funny because I like how it starts it off. He was like, he was like, these three gentlemen have agreed to help us show you how a stun gun is used. And they're like, wait, what? And Stu's standing there and Wriggle's just like, yeah, you know, we have this style that's up close and personal, and just hits him in the neck. He's like, ah, and falls. And then when he was like, or you can do it from a distance. And he was like, hey, yeah, you little girl. He's like, come on up here. And he answered the gun and he was like, all right, come on, pretty boy. And then here comes Zach Galifianakis walking. He's like, no, not you, fat Jesus. Just walking on back. He's like, come on, you. But I like Phil because he's like, look, we're both mature. We can talk about this. And she just shoots him and it hits him right in the nuts. But I like Wriggle because he's like, oh, right in the nuts. And then
Ouchtown.
Yep.
Population you, bro.
But then you got the do you have any Wriggle tells the kids, he's like, oh yeah, you know, we got one charge left. Who wants to do some shooting? And they're all raising their hands, and it's the kid that took the picture of Zach Galifianakis, and he's like, how about you, big man? Go ahead and come on up here. But I love all of on how it goes with everything after that, because he's all in slow motion, and you see Wriggle, and he was like, okay, yeah, he's like, there you go, focus.
I like
focus.
the intensity.
I like the intensity. He's like, yeah, that's 50,000 volts in your hand. Don't be afraid to ride the lightning.
You see the kid raising the taser up as high as he could.
Yeah.
Like towards his face.
Yeah, and the red dot's literally right in between his eyes. And he hits it. And Alan doesn't go down. And it's almost like he just starts walking towards the kid.
Like a zombie.
Yeah. And all the kids are freaking out. And he's like, oh, don't worry. He's like, I got this. And hits him in the neck. And he falls on the table. And he's like, yeah, sometimes these big fellas, they need a little extra something to bring them down.
Yep.
He's like, hey, who wants to get their fingerprints taken? But I think this would be a good time for a break.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. We'll be back in a few.
And we're back, motherfuckers. Oh, man. So this is around the time where they end up going back to the hotel to find a very famous individual.
Yeah. Not gonna name drop here, but it's rather impressive. Yes. I do like when they walk. I mean, because they just got their ass kicked by a small little Chinaman that hopped out of a trunk
with a fucking crowbar.
Yeah. But when they get back, it's funny because Alan's like, hey, guys, what about the tiger? And I like Phil because he's like, oh, fuck.
I keep forgetting about the tiger.
I keep forgetting about the tiger. Ugh. So they go walking in. They're like, okay, just be quiet. And you hear music playing, and Phil's like, did we leave the music on? and they bump into someone and they're all like scared and they're like, what? And then you just hear, shh, shh.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah. Because Phil Collins is in the air tonight is playing, and it's Mike Williams Tyson.
And he's singing very badly.
Honestly, I don't know if his middle name is Williams.
It could be.
But it could be. And that's what I'm going with. Mike Iron Tyson.
I mean, this could be another episode where we do Google in the middle of recording. Stop hitting the goddamn monitor, man.
No, I know. Yeesh. Well, I was gonna say I would, but my phone's acting stupid.
No, I can do it.
Stupid.
This is gonna be our new thing.
And
We're gonna Google in the middle of our episodes. This is gonna be our new trend. Check it out.
But he's singing along to Phil Collins in the air tonight.
Shh, you shut up now. What is Mike Tyson's middle name?
Mike Tyson's full name is Michael Gerard Tyson.
You were so close.
Gerard. Damn it.
Not even a little.
Not even a lot. Oh, dang double darn.
Yeah, this is funny. Like, their interaction is great, and Mike basically tells him, you stole the fucking tiger from me, so it's your problem.
Well,
your responsibility to bring it back.
Well, what's funny is, you know, he's talking about, like, when he's singing the song, he was like, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. It's like, come on, fellas, with me. He's, oh, Lord. He's like, okay, again. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh, Lord. And Dex Allen. And I mean, Allen's
he's flat
out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Laid out on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, this is a punch from Iron Mike
the fuck was
Gerard
that? You hear
Tyson.
That? That was weird.
That was weird.
Yes, without a boxing glove on.
Yeah, I mean, just Dex Allen, and he's out, and so he's like, you know, you got to get this tiger back to my place, man. I ain't coming. He's like, don't make me come back for him. It's like, could end up like Omar. And they're like, oh, what happened to Omar? He's like, don't worry about Omar. He ain't with us no more. And then his bodyguard's like, respect. So
I'm trying to remember before they get back to the hotel, Alan makes the confession that
he was the one that slipped him the roofies
because he thought that it was actually ecstasy.
Yeah. And he's like, I fudged up, guys.
Because he doesn't swear, which is hilarious. I love that part about his character. Because like whenever other people swear around him, your language is offensive.
How dare you? She's a nice lady. So when Mike leaves, I mean, they check on Alan, and it looks like he's kind of coming to a little bit, but it's funny because they have the steak sitting on the table, this raw steak that they, got from room service, and he's putting the rest of the roofies. Alan's putting the rest of the roofies in the steak. And Stu's like, I don't want to do it. He was like, Phil, you should do it. And Phil's like, I'm sorry, but you lost in rock, paper, scissors. It wouldn't be right. And then Stu's like, well, let's make Alan do it. And Phil's like, no. Alan took a punch from Mike Tyson. Honestly, tell you the truth, I would never make Alan do anything ever again.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you took a hit from Mike Tyson.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm surprised you're not
He
dead.
should be dead.
D-E-D. Dead.
Yep. Exactly.
So, but it's funny because he was like, no, come on, just do it. And he was like, no, I'm sorry. These are the rules. But Alan starts putting pepper on the steak, and he's like, why are you peppering the steak? We don't know if tigers like pepper.
Tigers love pepper. They hate cinnamon.
love how you just said it right there. I know.
Just a little tidbit of knowledge that he spits out, but it's probably not true. Probably not.
Maybe. Could be. Sounds believable.
But the fact that when Stu goes to give the steak to the tiger, he encloses himself into the bathroom instead of just opening the door, throwing the steak in, and then shutting it behind him.
That's exactly what I would have done. I would have just opened up the door and just been like, meow, meow, and thrown the steak and left.
You could have thrown the steak in the toilet and the tiger probably would have fished it out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, and then that's when you get the our intro to this episode.
Yeah.
So,
but what I noticed is during this entire interaction with Mike Tyson and his, I don't know what you would call him. It's not really a bodyguard. Mike Tyson doesn't really need a bodyguard.
No, he doesn't.
But
personal assistant.
Basically, they have to take the tiger back to him, but he doesn't give them his address or anything at any point.
Yeah, I think this would be a thing like, everybody knows where I live. It's got the big boxing gloves and the MT on the front gate. Don't make me come back for him. So, I mean, it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I actually was surprised he didn't live in the same hotel where they were. I'm up on the 42nd floor, right above you.
Yeah, but it is funny. You could tell how certain shots they had to use like an animatronic tiger.
Right. I do like that when they're driving, you just see their faces of, God, this is so like, I'm so over today. And then Alan just like, what's the next Haley's comment? Such a weird, odd, stupid question. They're like, I don't know. And then Phil's just like, I have no idea. And he was like, do you know Stu? And he's like, I don't know. It's not like for another 80 years or something. And he was like,
but it's not tonight,
it's
right?
It's not tonight, right? He's like, no. Why? And he's like, oh, my cousin Philip saw one time and said it totally blew his mind. It's like, I just want to make sure I never miss one ever again. And the whole time the tiger is just stirring awake in the back.
Nice story, Hansel.
Cool story, brah. So they have to push the car to get it to Mike Tyson's house.
Yeah, as soon as the tiger comes to, he slashes Phil right in the neck.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I've been clawed. But like when they get to the house and the personal assistant opens the door and he's like, you're late. He's like, yeah, whatever. Man, we had to push it for the last mile. It's like, I swear, the thing's out of control. You got to put it down. But they're watching the security footage from Mike Tyson's house. And they're like, oh, there's Doug. Oh, thank God.
He's okay.
Yeah.
But it's
funny.
Anything could have happened.
Yeah. But it's funny because they're walking the tiger just like on a leash, like you would walk a dog. But it's funny because Alan, he starts moving around the pool and they're like, what are you doing? And he was like, hey guys, check it out. And then Alan's like, hey, look at me. Look, I'm on TV. Like, and starts peeing in the pool. And they're all just looking at him like, really? How could you do that? And he was like, yeah, I should wait outside, right? And they're like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So, like, he probably watched these videos prior to going to their hotel room. And this is why he doesn't like Alan.
Well, I don't even, you know what? That's actually a very good point.
Well, thank you.
Because I was going to say, I mean, I don't know. It's just, because it does seem like Mike Tyson's reaction to it.
Out of all of the guys, yeah, he hates Alan the most.
Yeah, but it's funny because when they're watching the video, it's like he has the look on his face of, how could you piss in my pool, you son of a bitch?
Yeah. Only I piss in my pool.
Yeah. I'm the only one that's going to be peeing in the pool, motherfucker. So, but it's funny. So Alan gets up and leaves. And then you see Phil, they're all watching the video. And he was like, he's like, champ, I just want to say that, sorry for what we did. But, this is such a
dumb shit when we're fucked up.
Well, it's not even that. But he was like, it's just such a beautiful, majestic creature. And then he was like, hey, Stu, look at this. And he's like, fuck this lion. Fuck this lion. As he's
tiger.
pretending, the tiger. But he's like pretending to fuck it in the ass. And he's
As
like,
they're putting it into the car.
He's like, why would you do something like this? And he's like, we just tend to do dumb shit when we're fucked up.
But then Mike inquires about the cop car. Like, where'd you guys get a cop car?
He's like, yeah, we kind of stole that from some dumbass cops. So, nice. So that's all the footage that they get. And they're like, this is tremendously helpful. So when they're driving, when they leave Tyson's house and they're driving back, they're like, and Alan's finally it sets in. He's like, guys, when am I going to tell my dad about this car? The Tiger's torn up the inside. And Phil's like, oh, don't worry. He's like, mainly all the stuff is on the inside. He's like, I got this great interior guy, and they get rammed in the side.
T-boned, yeah.
Yeah, and it's Leslie Chow, motherfucker. Or however he does it.
Whatever he does, yep.
So they're looking for his purse.
It's a satchel.
No. Alan says it's a satchel.
I'm sorry, I used
Chow.
the wrong dialect.
Yeah. But Chow's like,
Indiana Jones had one.
it's a purse. So, and he was like, my purse had $80,000. He's like, and this, nothing. And then steps on it. That's when Alan's like, hey, there were Skittles in there. But I do love when he's getting out of the car and Alan falls. And he's like, it's funny because he's fat.
Fat guy fall.
Hey, don't let the beard fool you. He's a child.
But yeah, they basically told him, you have X amount of time to give us our the bag, the purse.
Yeah, you
with
have
the
to
$80,000 of chips in it.
Yeah, you have to. God, what was it? I think until dawn is what he said. He's like, at dawn, meet me at
something rock.
Yeah, something rock. Which it's funny because if in the scene when they go out to the desert to meet him, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
like, I mean, there might be a rock like the size of my palm sitting on the.
But it's like they
sitting
have to
on
drive
the ground in the middle of the desert.
They drive off of the highway into the middle of the desert to do this trade off. So they're trading the purse for Doug.
Yeah, and I do. In this scene, I do like the nod that they gave to Casino, the De Niro film, because when it shows the Mercedes driving across the plain, and you see Chow's sunglasses in the reflection, that's a nod to Casino.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was such a great scene, great movie.
I watched that movie with my mom, surprisingly. And I think this is when I still lived in California. And
that's a real bonding moment.
I think she was counting the number of times
Cards?
they said the F word. She's like, I've never heard that word so much in my life.
It loses all meaning after a certain point.
Yeah, you kind of become numb to it. But yeah, doing the trade-off, they think they're getting Doug back, like he's been kidnapped by Leslie.
Right.
And this is not the case.
No. Well, they get a Doug back.
They do.
It's like, it's funny because when they do the reveal, here you have Mike Epps, who is Doug, that cannot be mixed up for Justin Bartha.
Not even a reasonable
This is a
facsimile.
short little white dude.
Yep. And who the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Our Doug was a white.
Yeah. But it's funny because he's like, Alan, what kind of shit you got me into, man? And he's like, oh, hey, I know this guy. Yeah, it's the guy that sold me the bad drugs. It's like, hey, how you doing, man? It's like, I'm tied up in the middle of the desert.
How the fuck do you think I'm doing?
Yeah. Doing pretty fucking shitty, man.
It's like, what do you mean bad drugs?
And it was funny because he was like, no, you promised us Doug. He's like, I am Doug. My name is Doug. And it's funny because...
Not my problem, bitches.
But what's great is Alan's like, hey, your name's Doug too? And he's like, yeah, He's like, huh, it's a classic case of mistaken identity.
This is not a laughing matter.
Yeah, I know. This is not some mundane detail, Mr. Chow.
Exactly.
So
Not my problem.
So he's like, no, you give us our 80 grand back and take him with you. And he's like, oh, no, man, I'll be your Doug.
I can be your Doug.
So they take off. And, finally, Phil's like, we have to come clean. We have to tell people what's going on. And it's funny because Stu immediately is just like, thank you. Yes. That's what I've been saying this whole time. And it's like, no, you haven't. I haven't said it once.
No.
I haven't heard diddly squat out of you
I haven't. Didn't hear anything.
about saying, oh, well, now it's time to come clean. We need to call Tracy and tell her what. And he was like, hallelujah. Thank you. Yes. I've been saying this. Like, nah. Have you though?
Which is, this is the actual opening scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Where Phil calls Tracy.
Yeah, it's like, Tracy, it's Phil. We lost Doug.
We fucked up.
We lost Doug.
Phil, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, yeah, so sorry. But it breaks away because it shows Alan and Stu and Doug, the other Black Doug.
Hey, easy with that shit.
They're having a conversation, and he was like, he's like, man. And they were like, why did he kidnap you? And he was like, he thought I was hanging with y'all because we were all over at the Bellagio shooting craps. He's like, we were at the Bellagio? And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, we were sitting there winning and stuff. He's like, I guess we all thought I was with y'all. It's like, yeah, and he was, so they were talking about he's like, don't you remember? He's like, no, because some dick drug dealer mixed up a bag and instead of giving Alan ecstasy, gave him roofies or rooflin. And he's like,
Rooflin.
He's like, there you go with that word again.
Rooflin.
Rooflin.
What the fuck is rooflin?
It's like, oh my God, you are the world's worst drug dealer. It's like roofies, also known as a date rape drug. It's like in one of the side effects.
Damn. I must have mixed up the bags. Marshall gonna be pissed at me.
God, you are the world's worst drug dealer. So he tells him, he's like, yeah. And he was like, why did he even call them roofies? He's like, you wind up on the
You're
floor.
more likely to wind up on the floor than on the roof.
Yeah. He's like, why not groundies?
Floories.
Yeah. And then Alan's like, rapies. He's like,
how about rapies?
Wait, what'd you say? And he's like, rapies.
Yeah. No, before that.
He's like, no, before that. He's like, you said you're more likely to end up on the floor.
Oh, this is where Stu tackles Phil.
Roof. And runs and tackles Phil. And he was like, oh, hey, Tracy. Yeah, hey, it's Stu. And she's like, Stu, what the fuck is going on? Because she just got done telling Phil, like, hey, we're getting married in 5 hours. And he's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Nah.
So they're driving back. He was like, oh, yeah, no, Doug's just paying the bill. And we're going to be on our way. We'll be there soon. Okay, bye. And then hangs up and they get back. And he was like, yeah, I know where Doug is. So as they're driving back into town, he was like, how'd you figure it out? And he was like, oh, he's like, Doug helped me. And he's like, what? And he was like, oh, no, not our Doug, Black Doug. He's like, yeah. He's like, remember that time in summer camp when we, put him in the canoe and sent him out in the middle of the lake? He's like, yeah, when he woke up the next morning, he's just out there floating around. He's like, it was funny then because we actually remembered where we put him. It's like, but this time, he's on the roof because they were able to get him out onto the roof, but not get back. He wouldn't be able to get back inside the building.
Not so funny this time.
Yeah, because we forgot where we put him.
Shit.
Son of a bitch.
Rooflin is a hell of a drug.
But I do like when they find him on the roof. He has this incredible sunburn. But I like Phil because he's like, hey, yeah, looks like you got a little color. I'm jealous.
I like when Doug gets up and he runs over to tackle Phil.
Yeah. I'm getting married today. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
But it's like if you
it burns. It burns.
if you think about the amount of time that has lapsed, it's like they get to Vegas, they get fucked up, drunk and drugged.
Right.
He has been on that roof probably, if I had to guess, 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, through the following day.
Right.
So like 36 hours almost. He was up on that roof without any food or water.
Oh, God dang. Double darn.
So after, that night, he was probably super dehydrated already.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, man, how is he still alive?
Sheer will and determination.
To be honest with you, I would be screaming at the top of the roof. It's like
at least for as long as you could
to see if anybody would hear him. Yeah.
And what doesn't make any sense to me is, it's not like you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I mean, there are other hotels. Like nobody in a hotel anywhere saw some dude just on top of a roof, like waving his hands,
wave your arms or whatever.
Yeah. And at least alert someone. But then again, it would be one of those ones where it's like they wake up the next morning and, they probably would have gotten woken up to and just answer the door and it's like, yeah, police, here's your friend. You locked him up on the roof. Be like, oh, yeah. End credits.
Some guys
then
just can't handle Vegas.
Yep. But it wouldn't have made as funny of a movie.
That's true.
It would have been 15 minutes long.
Oh, we found him.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, Doug.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Hi-oh. There he is.
Yeah. Yeah, so they so it's funny because they're like, I do like Phil because when they're like, yeah, come on, bud, we gotta go, and he's like, I'm getting married today, and he was like, yeah, so if you could just get a move on it, we really kind of burning some time here.
But before all this, Alan has to win back some money, so he actually goes and plays blackjack to win back all the chips that they can't find.
Right, because they had to pay back Leslie Chow.
Yeah. But it turns out that somehow Doug has a bunch of chips in his pocket.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which you thought was weird.
Yeah, which I think it's very weird because it's like, what happened to the satchel? I mean, the purse.
It's a satchel.
It's a purse.
Satchel. Indiana Jones had one.
That's where I keep all my stuff.
And things.
Yeah, so they make it back by the hair of their chinny chins, which I think is I love the scene because they show up just in time for the wedding. You see all the guys up on the altar, and Alan has his hair slicked back, and he looks at Stu and he's like, hey, Stu, how's my hair looking? He's like, oh, looks good. Looks real good.
Do I look like Phil?
He's like, do I look like Phil? He's like, it's classic Phil. So I think probably one of the best scenes in the entire movie is you have the Dan band playing after the wedding. And this it's the same band from Old School.
Yeah, and this is where I get redemption because during our Old School episode, I neglected to mention the fact that they have, I don't want to say ruined because they didn't ruin the song. I think they made it better, if anything else. Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah. And in all honesty, I mean, anybody that's seen that movie and has heard Total Eclipse of the Heart, they'll never hear
it the same. No.
Yeah, because it comes on the radio and you'll sing it exactly how the Dan band sings it. You won't sing it
and you
like
need
the original.
Me now tonight.
Yeah,
I fucking need you more than ever.
So they're playing again in this one, and they're playing Candy Shop.
Take you to the candy shop.
Let you lick the lollipop.
And it's funny because you see Tracy's father dancing with Was he dancing with her or with his wife?
He was dancing with his wife.
But he looks over at the band, and he has this look on his face. I don't know if it's confusion.
No, I think with him, it's utter disgust.
Oh, yeah.
It's just utter, like, I fucking hate you guys.
Like,
I hate you.
this?
You have ruined today.
I paid good money for this
This
shit.
is my daughter's wedding. I will make sure that I personally kill each and every single one of you or pay someone to do it.
Yeah, but I think one of my favorite parts from the wedding scene is Stu telling off his girlfriend.
Yeah, and I can tell you who else's favorite part that was.
Phil.
The look of pride on his face when he's just... Because she was like, oh, I called that little bed and breakfast in Napa. They have no record of you ever even checking in. And he was like, yeah, because I didn't go to Napa. I went to Vegas.
Why would you go to Vegas?
Because my best friend was getting married, and that's what guys do. That's not what you do. And he was like, oh, yeah? Well, riddle me this. Why'd I do it then? Huh?
So whatever this is not working for me.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, yeah? It's like, where did you... And he was like, ever since you fucked that waiter on the cruise. Boom. And then Alan
corrected him.
Didn't you say it was a bartender? Yep. You're right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Alan.
Thank you, Alan. The bartender. He's like, Alan, want to dance?
Yeah, Phil definitely looked proud during that moment. It was good.
Yeah, so they go out onto the dance floor. But I like Alan. I like it when she comes up and she was like, Stu, where the fuck have you been? And he was like, oh, hey, Melissa. Yeah, this is Tracy brother Alan. He goes to give her a fist bump. But I do like it because right when Stu walks away, then you see Alan, and he's like, oh, hey, I was really thinking about getting my bartending license. She was like, fuck off. And she was like, suck my dick. And he was like, no, thank you. Just walks away. So he, so when the movie ends, that's when, it's coming up and you see Alan come up and he was like, hey guys, look what I found.
The digital camera.
Yeah, look what I found wedged in the seat. He's like, is that my and Stu's like, is that my camera? He's like, yeah. He's like, are there pictures on it? He's like, oh yeah. Yeah. He's like, okay. He's like, well, let's go through. And then everyone's like, no, I think we should just delete them. And this will be like a weekend that never happened. And then Phil's like, no. He's like, fuck that, dude. He's like, I want to find out how I wound up in the hospital. He's like, is that in there? And he's like, oh yeah. Yeah, it is. And they're like, okay. We look at this once, then we delete the evidence forever. Okay? So as soon as it goes off, it goes to black. But it's funny because right before it does, they're all looking at the camera and they're like, oh my God. It's like, and then you just hear Alan. It's like, that's classic.
And then I'm trying to think of what song. You spin my head right, baby, right,
Yeah.
right. I think that's the song that plays. But speaking of finding things in the seat, remember there's that scene in the hotel where Alan finds pizza?
Oh, yeah. Did you
see
see sofa pizza?
It's fucking gross.
And?
Yeah. But the pictures at the end are fantastic, and we don't even need to go over that. You guys just need to watch it. If you haven't seen it yet, then
get off the fucking couch, loser.
No, get on the couch and
go and watch it, and then sit down on the fucking couch and watch the son of a bitch.
Thank you. That's Hangover, and that's definitely one of my faves for sure.
And just remember, people, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Except for herpes.
Yeah, that shit will come back with you.
All right, thanks everybody. This is a longer episode than we intended, but for those of you who stuck around, we definitely appreciate it.
Yes.
And until next time.
Quotable Podcast. Out.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.